Good morning, my name's Miriam Divine, and welcome to another one of my readings. I'm a transgendered witch, and this is our new moon reading. So, with Hecate, she really came out fast. I will tell you that right now. This is our main overall vibe for this reading. And the World card and the Ace of Wands, which I'm actually not surprised to see the World card. For whatever reason, she wanted me to have my Athame on the thing, which I generally use as symbolism for cutting the bindings of the universe when doing meditative journeys and traveling and spell work with Mother Hecate. If you ever look at some of the depictions of her, she's depicted with the knife for the sword, and that's generally her cutting through all the different realms and these weird bindings between them. It's kind of a little bit representation of how she travels between them a little bit. So it's not like a normal knife or sword, right? And that's what I instantly got when I saw this world. See the light coming through? It's like cutting the binding. See how it's like breaking off on both sides? And I almost get that this is us. Like this cycle that's coming up, which this is our new moon reading. So this is Hecate's kind of messages to us. It's like cutting us. And it's going to be, with the Ace of Wands coming up, it's going to be a very, almost like, I can say like third eye, but, or mental, or spiritual, in this upper area inside of our bodies. It's going to be very either connecting or reconnecting for you. Excuse me. You know, I have a picture of Hecate when I did my working last night. And it was a very, her trying to reconnect in. And as I look here, this little thing right here, to me almost looks like a little spirit. And I know if you actually look at the card closer, let me look at it a little closer. I don't think it is, except for it really, out of the shade of your eyes, looks like a little spirit. So there's like a little spirit here. And what's this doing inside of our brain or watching us? It's almost like a Naga spirit too. I get like a dark Naga. So there might be something in that, but let's get a little deeper. This is like the overall feel or vibe. We'll get a little deeper into this stuff. So Mother Hecate, give us more guidance for the month. Give us information that we need to help us to see, to help us cut through what we have to, you know. And I feel that this month is going to be a very heaven-oriented month, or very upper world-oriented. You know, the top end of the Imperium realms is going to be, you know, in our field. And here's this, like, King of Swords or Master of Signs coming, right? The signs are coming. They're going to be around you, and all you have to do is close your eyes and they will come. See these little cords, almost like they almost felt like telephone lines, right? Coming in connections to deliver you lots of messages. And interesting, we got the King of Cups coming out in reverse. This is interesting, both kings, right? The King of Swords, which is this very mental involvement. And then the King of Cups is the same thing, but a very emotional feel. But this one came in reverse, which I'm getting. Your emotions are going to be a little bit more subdued this month, but also you're gonna have to go almost like a shadow work. This almost like feels like shadow work kind of stuff, like going really deep within. Like this is you doing your meditations and seeing the signs and following them, and then this is where you're going down into this darkness. See, in upright, it's like this beautiful light coming into you. Well, upside down, it's like that light going deep into this shadow part of who you are. See the bottom of this card? It's very dark, murky, watery, very in the depths. That's a lot of times where our shadows are. They're in that dark, deep spaces that are damp, dirty, and I won't be surprised if we don't see a bunch of pentacles come out in this reading for that deep darkness. In fact, let's get a little bit more information on this. It almost feels like a little bit of a journey that you have to do. Like, you have to let the signs come in, and then you have to follow them down. Let them lead you into some more healing work. More of that dark shadow stuff. And shadow work is definitely healing. Though it can be painful. It's that one. Excuse me. I'm getting this yes, no, yes, no, yes, no again. Is it this one? Okay. Do we need any more? I hear one more. I heard a little yes, one more. And it's that one? Okay. And boy, I'm gonna put this one over here on this finger. It sits better. Okay. So I instantly got this. Your seeds have been planted. And it's time to watch the roots grow. That's where the fruit of this plant is. In the roots. It's not in this little beautiful piece that's just sitting on the surface, right? That you can see. But look how big the roots are. It's almost like an iceberg where they're, I don't know, whether it's 5 times as big. And there's all these little energy fruits down here in the ground. So that's definitely what I'm getting. I'm getting this definite go down and get into, because that's where the real magic's going to happen. That's where you're really going to get this. And this is a very humanistic, even though this cutting of the worlds is almost like very upper world, this portion is very humanistic. This portion is very upper world. And they're all connected, right? And I'm not surprised that your upper world will cause you to be more human, if that makes sense, versus angelic. Because being human is like angelic. It is the divine representation of your soul on earth. So, and yes, the Ace of Cups. Massive healing. Heart healing. Healing for your soul is right here. Is inside of this deep darkness. And so these messages, they're going to lead you, right? And I see see how he's meditating? How he's just sitting there calmly in nature, in wherever he's at, on the top of a mountain, wherever. See how he's meditating? He's just sitting there calmly, waiting, right? Your workings this month for this new moon are going to be very meditative. I guess I hate to use that word over and over and over again, but it's going to be very still sitting in like nature, just waiting for stuff. You don't have to actively push it. I know this is like an active push card with the Ace of Wands, because Wands is very, that's movement, but it's very in your head here. Your activity is not going to be doing, you can do your Tai Chi and running and all that stuff. It's good for you, but the messages are going to come when you stop and you sit down. Maybe even when you're doing that run or you're hiking through the woods. Well, it's the time when you say, I'm going to sit down on this little stump here and just rest a bit, or just sit here and stare. And that's when it's going to come in this periods of inactivity this month. And it's going to be very, very healing. And I know we can all use this, because I can use this very healing. And yes, last night I had, unfortunately I had a lot of issues going on in life. And they really kind of off threw some of my spiritual practice. I know I kept up with my tarot with a lot of you all and stuff, but my actual meditations and stuff were kind of lacking. I'm ashamed to say it myself, but they were. And so last night, a lot, for me, it didn't seem like a lot. But I did my offering and lit all my incense and my candles and stuff. And at 3:30 a.m. in the morning when I woke up, because that was when I was told to do it. And I sat down to do my empty my mind focus energy, and that's what I get here. I decided to do my empty head focus, right? To clear my brain, and stuff just kept coming and coming and rattling my brain for an hour. And I slowly worked that out. Usually it's only like 20 minutes, of me doing that, and then I move right into the next phase before I started my spiritual journey. And my spiritual journey, usually I go inside of myself and then step outside into the spiritual world. Well, this time I never got from outside of inside myself. I was like guided to sit in that space for like 2 more hours of just inside of me, walking around, looking at things, doing things, shadow things, looking at my pile of, life books that are just kind of a big, huge mess on the floor, all over the place. So, yeah, this is kind of what you need to do. And I know if you're not, a lot of people aren't at my crazy level of 40 years in of practice into weird spiritual journeys and stuff. So 3 hours might seem like a crazy meditation, but this right here can be done in 15 minutes, can be done in 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be this massive working, just a few minutes a day. And honestly, that's my plan, is I'm going to start getting back into, just that little daily hit every day versus, yes, I've been in this glow up. I'm just going to sit there and have a beautiful morning, and take my time and chill and just enjoy life instead of hustling. But I need to add a little bit more meditation into that practice. Okay, Hecate. She says, okay, stop that. She's done talking about that stuff. She says she wants to see one of these and then some port cards. This card's really, because it's like a universal deck. I almost, think this deck's connected in with the universe for me. That it feels that way. That it's not connected to a deity or anything, but the universe at large. Like literally Saturn pops up right on the right action, pops up on the bottom. So we're going to go ahead, and this is an oracle deck. It's Astro Ascension by a friend of mine, or well, not really a friend, but somebody I really like watching her tarot readings. She's got very good, wonderful readings online. So she's over in, oh God, Finland maybe? She's somewhere in one of the Norse kind of countries over there somewhere. Angel, oh my gosh, I think I remember her channel name, but I can't remember. I guess you just have to look up the Astro Ascension deck. Oh, you know what? It might be written on her deck. Oh yeah, Angel Skog. Yes, this is her beautiful deck. You don't think it'd be smart enough to look at the box, right? The Astro Ascension deck. So look her up. She has great readings. I watch a lot of tarot readings online. You'd think, I do my own too, but tarot online and a lot of the general tarot readings that you get are this very put yourself in the right frame of mind type of readings. Get your brain on track. Get you on track, right? This one's one of them I saw it almost try to come out. Do we need another one? No. Okay, that's the one. Okay, so yeah. So if you do watch a lot of tarot readings, I'm not, channel loyal to, so you can look at my channel. It's only like, a few people here. But go watch them. There's a lot of great ones out there that are very positive, and some of them, you'll vibe with whoever you vibe with, right? So we got Aries, and I'm not surprised. I think we might even be in a new moon in Aries. I can look that up on my computer in like 5 seconds, but you can all let me know in the comments below. But I think we are. We're really close to it, right? Taking charge. So this is our next method from Mother Hecate, which may or may not be connected to this over here. It's probably definitely connected to this world in that card, but this go deep inside, wait for the messages, maybe not. What's the card say here? Okay, you guys might be able to read it here. Hold on, I gotta turn it so I can read. I don't know if I can read it. I should wear my glasses. Courageous, bold, brave, inspirational, passionate, self-confident, extrovert, right? This is like the Emperor, right? It even says the Emperor right here. I am, power. Look at the triangle at the top. Boom, right? I am taking charge. I am in control of what's happening this month. You know, if I'm going to, meditate, I'm going to do the things that I told myself I've been wanted to do for a while. And some of the negative sides, when you start feeling these things, this impatient, impulsive, arrogant, when you start feeling these things enter your field, that's when you need to take charge and put your brain in the right. Now, I'm not surprised, that whole me blabbing about, you need to, use tarot to control what you're thinking about or add to your brain, because that's exactly what this card is about. It's about taking charge of your brain. It's about taking charge of stuff around you. And let's get a little bit more deep into this taking charge card. Hecate, give us a little bit more information on this. What is this? What actually were we doing with the taking charge? I heard two more. Okay. Sorry, I've had this cough now for like 3 weeks. I guess what happens when I get sick. Okay, the Knight of Wands. Why am I not surprised? Taking charge is followed right by the Knight of Wands, right? Which is the taking charge card. I'm going to do action, right? That doesn't surprise me. The Lovers coming out in reverse. So there's something really heavy that's kind of half blocking you in your field. And it's this, either like you have a bad relationship going down. There is this relationship that might be wonderful, but it's kind of stepping in on your feet. Like, it's kind of like almost turning into like you're PW'd or something, where they're kind of taking charge for you, right? So, and I love the little Artemis, thing here on her arm, right? And then the Five of Wands. There's this movement of confusion, right? So these are almost kind of, I feel like, a little bit of obstacles, right, to you taking charge. This is someone else who you care deeply for, and they love you to death, and you probably love them to death, and they're kind of like slowing you down from taking charge. And then there's this confusion coming in with it as well. Like, you're scattered. You're trying to do this. You're trying to do that. You're trying to go over here. You're trying to reach up there. You're trying to pull down here. You're trying to push over here. There's a lot of this, all over the place, scattered type of, I'm doing stuff, but you're doing so much stuff or so sporadic of stuff. It's kind of everything. That's what this focus card is over here with the Ace of Wands. See how it's focused right in on the third eye? See how it's not like focused like all over the place? Because you need to focus in on whatever you're taking charge on. And we're going to draw a little bit more on that. And then we have this someone else who's for your own good, or for what they think is your own good, or even you might even think it's your own good. This could even be you. But I feel this is almost like an outside influence, is sitting there and you're, oh look, this is one of ours. It just fell right off the bottom. Where does this go? This goes separate. Whatever that card is, I'm gonna put that right here so we can have it separate. That's like an extra message that's just kind of there. We don't know what it is, but it will come in. So let's get a little bit more information. Do we need more information? This is fairly obvious. You got to do something, right? Let's try that. Let's draw one on that one. What is this? I've got to do something. I've got to take charge. It's time to action. What is that action? Or give me more information about this action, right? Hecate, is it that one? No, she says. No. Keep shuffling. She says, I'll let you know. There it is. It's those two. So, and they both came out in reverse. Another king, surprisingly. I guess it's not surprising, but this taking action, it's not an action of comfort, of balance. Right? Whatever this action is, it's not going to put you in a comfort zone. It's not going to put you in this, I'm on the top of the world right now where I'm just feeling great about myself zone. It's going to be uncomfortable. Taking charge and leading and doing a lot of courageous, bold, those kind of things, they aren't necessarily comfortable at the time. The rewards are great at the end, but the comfort factor when you're doing them sometimes, you're tired. it's like you don't want to get up out of bed in the morning. You don't want to, go and, build your closet. I got to build, a closet today. I'm kind of, half doing a tarot reading because I didn't want to walk over and start cutting wood and working on building my super closet that I'm going to build for all my stuff that's everywhere. So that's what this action is, and that's how you know it's going to be the right action, right? Because it is this little bit of uncomfortable feeling. So let's get more about this reverse Lovers card, about this excuse me again, about this I am something is very caring distraction card. Give me a little bit more information about this Hecate. And this one is this one feels deep. This one feels like this is going to be one of those ones I think you have to go through this. I'm feeling, you have to go really deep into that to pick this one out. This is not going to be an easy see, because you're going to be yourself blinded by that love. Yeah, see how it's taking forever for the cards to feel, and they're moving slowly through this? Is it that one? No. She says go ahead and flip half of the deck. Okay. Yes? No. Okay. Yeah, it's got a straight, here, okay, whatever, you give me the information. She's laughing at us. She's laughing at us. That's kind of funny. She got to give us a little bit of chuckling. She's like, it's going to come when it comes, right? We might be shuffling for the next, hour. Hecate sometimes, she does have a sense of humor, even though a lot of times people say, oh, no, she doesn't. No, she does. But she definitely has a lot of lessons learned. So, told me to shut up. Okay. Silence, we will shuffle. Okay, this one refused to go back in the deck. This is our card. The reverse rebirth death card. Okay. So, even in this death card upright or reversed, it's this major transformation card. It's the rebirth card. It's the infinity card, right? This realization. It's the 13. Interesting. It's the 13 card, right? It's this rebirth into something new. When it's upright, this is kind of like, this kind of almost more of a positive rebirth. This positive, beautifulness. When it's this way, it's a little bit more dark rebirth. It's something more hidden that you can't see outright right away. It's not going to be obvious. Like I said, it's not going to be obvious. You're going to have to go deep. And yeah, it might be a little bit more. No, I don't hear painful. I do hear obscure. I hear this dark dirt is what I'm getting. So you might want to go get in the dirt. I don't know if that will help you. Maybe get some dirt and rub it all over your hands and stuff, and get your hands dirty. I almost see this like that's what we all need to do for this month. Is just get our hands. Maybe you have to go plant flowers or something, but get in the earth, right? And that's going to help get through and see this. This is something that has to be done, just like this should be done, but this is going to be done. No matter what you try, this is going to happen anyway. This is going to only happen if you take action. Even though this is going to stand in your way a little bit, you have to do it anyway. It has to be done. So let's get where I should have put my mouse somewhere else. Okay, we're going to need more space over here. Okay, do we need more information on this? No. Okay, so this confusion card. We have all this confusion, and this feels like us being confused with us kind of card. Hecate, give us some more information on this wild confusion. And was that it? Okay. Just one random from the middle. This one. Okay, she said 5. She said 5 cards for this confusion card, right? She said one more. And it's that one right there. I really wanted to see it. These cards are trying to say something too, but no, we're not bringing those out. Okay, so we have these 5 points of confusion that are all over the place, right? And you're going to have to sift through this mess. And she says kind of go through them pretty quickly. So we have this High Priestess coming out in reverse. You're going to feel like you're discombobulated. You're not in your mode to work. You're going to feel the sun trying to step in and radiate all over you and try to work you in a certain direction, to push you around. You're going to feel the star. This is unbelievable, the power cards coming out here. You're going to feel the star coming out in reverse. Like, you're not going to feel like you're on top of your game. Like, this one you feel discombobulated. This one you feel like you're not on your game. And yet this one feels like it's pushing you around, right? We have the confusion card coming up in reverse, right, with the 7 of Cups, making hard choices. But the choices are so obscure and so tricky, you know, it's like the snake is trying to escape from your field, trying to get away from you, right? And last, we have the 6 of Cups, right? This sense of non-community coming out in the reverse 6 of Cups, where you feel lonely, you feel like there's nobody there to love and take care of you. All these things are very confusing, and they're all going to step in your way. And you might have to come back and look at these and think about them a little bit more just to understand this confusion. It's even leaking over onto everything else because it is so messy. And I'm not saying, you know, you're going to have to embrace a little bit of each one of these eventually. You're going to see them in this month. They're going to come up. And I'm not saying deny them and cut them and, you know, do cord cuttings and all this stuff when it happens. What I'm saying is that it's going to be there. Acknowledge it. And just let it flow and follow the signs, follow the messages, no matter what all this stuff is trying to do around you, no matter what your brain is blowing up into, right? It's surprising, you know, look at this card. It's like, you know, coming down into her heart, coming down into her head, blowing, you know, all through herself. You know, I'm stuck in contemplation. Here I am feeling, you know, this like, oh, I'm dreaming about, you know, bad dreams almost. Kind of feel where I'm losing this loyalty kind of stuff. This, when you feel it, I'm not saying cut it off. Feel it, see it, and then let it kind of float away. I think I said that. Okay. Yes, this pile's confusing me just seeing it sitting there because it's such a big wad right on top of. In fact, we're going to put this confusion card right on top of all this confusion, right? So this take charge, there's some pieces that go with it. And of course there's going to be some type of really glow up ending, I feel. No, it's not going to be from here. It's not from the new witch. I'm here in my little princess deck. I don't know why I call this the princess deck. And I've said this like many times. I think I'm just going to call it my princess deck forever, even though it's not a princess deck. But she said grab one glow up from this deck. And that, boy, there's a card stuck in the box. I think that might be our glow up, but let's see. The Phoenix, right? I think that is, you know, was jammed in the box, stuck down in there. You know, do we need another one? She's saying no. Okay, that is your glow up, right? You're going to Phoenix this new moon. You're going to become really a new altered version of you. And it's going to be a very magical. See all the magic that she took charge. She or he, I guess this could be either here in this picture, but is taking charge. A king, look, or a queen. See it wearing the crown, and yet I'm still doing all this stuff to manifest a new, higher timeline. That is going to be a major theme in this month if you let it happen. If you let the signs come in. If you take charge. You know, this is going to be us. And I'm holding this other deck in my hand. So now this is what we have. I know it's a big waddy mess. You know, it's not all organized and stuff. This is our secret message. Let's turn it and see what we got. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So upright, it's like the celebration end of the party, right? We just made it. We've arrived. We're having a party. All our friends and family are dancing around. There's giant, bits of money coming out of the sky, all that kind of stuff. In reverse, it's like the step right after the Fool card, because the Fool is like, I'm starting a journey. This is, okay, great. You've done the party. You've been through some big stuff. You've had some successes, but guess what? Those successes are going to feel like it's not a party this month. It's going to be a month of working. Like I said, it's going to be an Ace of Wands month. This month of really working, And she said, yes, go ahead and draw me a card. I always draw for Mother Hecate, And she said she actually wants to sit on the board for this one. This is my Hecate statue, right? She said she wants to sit right here, and she wants a message for herself. So, okay, Hecate, what message for you do you want? Or not do you want, I guess, message for you that is yours. This is not our message, by the way. This is our message. This little bit is for Mother Hecate, for her to work with us and what she needs to hear. I know a lot of times if you do tarot and you work with a deity, it really helps for your own connections to draw them a little message to help them along, because guess what? They don't have tons of tarot cards and stuff later on. They don't have some of our abilities that we have, and we can help them do some of their work and give them stuff that they don't have access to. So if you do that, okay, boy, there it is. Mother Hecate, there's your card. Do you need any more? Hold on. Universe, does Hecate need any more? I do hear a yes. So, interesting. So she's got this Four of Swords. Here, we'll move this over just down and get wax everywhere. You can see my board was covered in wax. You need to cradle and care for the wounded souls at your feet. More. Yes, and they're really beat up and there's thorns all over them, right? They're surrounded in a nest of thorns. Hecate, you got that? I'm probably one of those. Yes, you need to share more love and stuff, okay? This may not be a month for harshness. Let's get another one. You're welcome. Sorry. Okay. You need to calm down your messages, Mama. Hecate, you need to calm them down a little bit. I know you want to give everything to everybody, but we humans, we're stupid sometimes and we just can't see stuff. You need to dumb down your messages a little bit so that we can see them easier. Maybe not make it so complicated. Just have a dog bark at us or something so we can say, oh, that's it, that's us, right? Oh, I know. I'm not trying to chastise you. It's just is what it is. Okay? One more for Mother Hecate. As I usually don't do this portion on the open reading, but she said go ahead. Okay. And this is our last message for Mother Hecate. We're running out of space for all these cards here, right? And it was, boy, you got a lot of them this time. So, oh, I'm sorry. You're going to be losing some followers and some really devoted devotees, right? And hold strength, right? You're going to have to be strong this month. I know you're strong every month, but you're going to have to be a little bit stronger, right? Yeah, it's not time to pluck the fruit with anybody, and you're going to have to really help dispel a lot of trash that's in society that's controlling us all, right? Do you need more on that? Okay, I know you understand. So, Okay, sorry, I did a little bit of not quite angel speak. That's a little bit of I kind of hate to say demons talk, but yes. Okay, one day I'll do a video on how to speak in angels and angel speak and demon talk and all that different kinds of different levels of spiritual communication, which go way beyond. Most people get stuck in the angel talking, you know, little kind of stuff, right? They get stuck in that kind of beautiful, you know, wonderful stuff, but it can go a lot deeper into more dark stuff if you understand and you actually, you know, give some of the shadows and darkness love. You start finding that there's more to life than just goody two-shoe, you know, Disney princess kind of stuff. Anyway, and you're probably watching this reading, you probably already know that, because look at this mess of what's going on this new moon. It's not a clean-cut new moon. You know, sure, I'm going to do a preparing for the new moon. This is what's going to happen to us, right? This is what's happening to Hecate. This is what she's got to deal with. But this is what we got to deal with, this new moon cycle. And it's a beautiful new moon cycle. Don't get me wrong. This looks like a wad of mess, but guess what? This is what we're going to get at the end of this thing. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to take this and manifest it into our next step. I won't say it's our end, but our next step in evolution of who we are and into something more beautiful. So that's what I have for you all today for our new moon, apparently probably in Aries, but our new moon cycle. I love you all very much, and I know this is a lot. If you have to go back and rewatch it, you got to, right? Also, if you really like my readings, like and subscribe. I know this was a really long one, and probably just a very few people are going to get to the end of this. And if you do, you know, I've seen this in some of the other tarot readers. Leave me a little heart and a moon emoji down in the comments. And if you really love Hecate or something, you know what to do, right? Okay, bye everybody.